Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. We have quite a bit to cover today again. I'll let my other meteorologists introduce themselves.
Hello. You may have seen me from last video. I am Owen. I am going to be co-hosting this today.
Alright, so as you can already see, an outer band's already forming,
Yeah.
and we have more and more
Eye
rotation.
is really big.
The eyes,
The eye, the eye is like giant.
it hasn't really formed. It's kind of in this area, but I will
Yeah.
actually get into that. It's actually about a Geddon eye due to the microwave imagery. So, as you can already see, it has actually slowed down. It has slowed down, actually. And there's a lot of outer um, clouds that you're going to start seeing if you're in, like, the Virgin Islands or the border islands. So, there's not much, other than what to really say on this imagery that we see, there's just a lot of rotation in this storm, and I can see these like feathery things that are already spreading out from the storm. That just shows how much rotation and how much insane and quite fast rapid intensification this storm has been going underway for the past today and yesterday. So here we have um our Atlantic Basin. We can see that we have Lee and Invest 96L. We have some other outer parts of Invest 95L. They're going to start drifting away from each other. And this area where I made um, a arrow to could be an area that we have to watch out for the next few days. But so far, we haven't really gotten an outlook for that area. Another area we see over here coming off of Africa, and another part of that storm coming off of Africa. These are big blobs of showers and thunderstorms that are,
Might start rotating.
they already are having the slightest rotation because there's
Yeah, but they might speed up.
they might. So over where I'm gonna actually put the yellow area. So right where that yellow stuff is, that's where the dry areas, and then I'm gonna make like this pinkish stuff. That's where the moist and humid areas, those collide, and then towards the middle there's this rotation that goes on, and that's what really causes these spin ups and tropical outlooks. So those are gonna start to pass through, and those might make some outlooks, or they might just pass by, might spin up, but mostly shouldn't be doing much. So here's a better look of what they look like. And then we have these outer showers and thunderstorms that are beginning to develop. Hold on, let me speed that up for you. Um, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And you can see that there are some pretty heavy rainfall areas that are experiencing this. Not very gusty winds, but do you have anything to like? Do you see anything that you notice? Do you notice anything, Owen? Meteorologist Owen?
Not really. I mean, not much.
I do notice that they are moving a little fast, but this back area that I just did the new yellow circle, they're not moving that fast. They're kind of just idle. But these other front storms are already rapidly moving towards the coastal lines. We aren't quite worried about that just too yet. But you can see right over here where this new yellow circle is, that's where the actual rotation is for Invest 96L. That is going to cause a little bit more heavy rain and some downpours, but not nearly as bad as what we're seeing with Lee. Lee, there is a lot of things to cover with that system. That system is really
Oh,
starting to kick butt. Yeah.
by the way, I doubt this, but how's the Dahlia doing?
Oh, Adalia? Adalia is over towards Nova Scotia, which is right here,
It's
and
still going?
yep, it's affecting these areas with some more gusty winds and some rain periods of down falls. It is affecting a lot of the areas, and it has been affecting this whole eastern coastal line. Not really like no, not really like Rhode Island or any of that. It mostly kind of just affected these areas, and it kind of went out to sea and kind of affected Maine.
I see it hit Maine a little bit. Yeah.
Maine is definitely going to get impacted with a little bit more gusty winds, but it's mostly Nova Scotia that I'm going to outline and circle. This is the area that's going to be experiencing more heavy rain and more gusty winds. Now, disturbance 1, Invest 96L has actually been upgraded to a 70% chance. It was a 60% chance, but now it's officially a 70% chance. We're not sure.
Which means high chance.
Oh yeah, and that's either gonna go up or down. Remember that we are not official. For more details, please make sure you contact your local authorities and the National Hurricane Center.
Yeah, we're just some kids talking about it.
Oh, that's what basically everyone is doing it. So you can see like where the really strong. So we can already see. If you're in like
the Caribbean.
um
Caribbean at all?
Caribbean,
Oh my God.
if you're in Puerto Rico, or you're kind of down to the higher areas of the border islands, the Virgin Islands, I would not really suggest going to the beach, as there's going to be very high surf and lots of rip currents. The good thing is, the worst chances of very high chances of at least tropical storm force winds are out of
offshore.
the area. Yeah. When I would start to monitor the progression of the chances of tropical storm potential would be 40% through just 40%. You would start to have to monitor the weather conditions, because you might actually start to see tropical weather. Even if you're in Puerto Rico or towards like the coastal eastern areas of Dominican Republic and the Virgin Islands and the higher areas of the border islands, you need to pay attention to the amount of rainfall. You do not always have to worry about the wind. But good news, we're starting to see that these outer bands are actually chilling out. Not as much rain, but you still will see these outer bands are going to start arriving tomorrow, like tonight. You're going to start to see maybe some showers, but I doubt it. And maybe by tomorrow and into tomorrow's like Thursday night, you'll start to see those outer bands and thunderstorms looking by your doorstep. Especially Friday, you're going to see those outer bands. And just for a little view, this is a Dahlia. Sustained winds 40 miles per hour. You can see the center of rotation right here. Kind of gives me that eye right there. And you can see that there is a lot of clouds that are affecting Nova Scotia, Maine, Portland, all those areas. Have those chances for some average downpours and a little bit more gusty winds. Not by much. Franklin over here actually now has like a 20 to 30.
Yeah, how's Franklin been doing?
So it's kind of just stationed right.
Did that go up or down? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it went up. So there's a chance of developing right there and right around here. There's a 30%.
It may be taking a little U-turn.
Might take a little bit of a U-turn. So it could be around Ireland when it forms up to like an extratropical or gains a bit more winds. But I remember when we were talking about Lee. How it was going to gain maybe around 3 miles per hour, and we said that was a lot. That is a significant amount of wind, but yesterday it was 50 mile per hour sustained winds, which is already starting to pick up. It is now 75 mile per hour winds. it wasn't even really, it was not even a tropical storm for really a day. Maybe, I guess we could say a day. But that is super, super fast. Very, very rapid intensification. And we're seeing a strong Category 4 major hurricane. I saw a forecast model that was being very aggressive, and it showed that it went down to 890 millibars. Just to tell you something, a major Category 4 is 930 millibars when it really starts to kick up. I just checked the model and it said 890. That is a extreme Category 5. But it seems to be thankfully staying away from land if that actually happens. That is going to be on history if that actually happens. That would be stronger than Ian. Dorian. It would be stronger than Dorian that hit the Bahamas. But now we can see
What am I
these,
thinking of?
yeah, we can see these outer bands.
Wait, what am I thinking of right now?
form.
I'm thinking of the one that.
Irma?
I'm thinking of the one that hit. No, not Irma. One that hit like Mississippi or something.
Oh, okay. You can see right here actually, there's ongoing some kind of eye wall stage. It's trying to
Yeah, but I
form
think
an
it was like
eye.
Caitlyn or something.
Yeah, it's trying to form an eye, and it's like an eye wall right here. It's not really going to do that just yet, but it's showing how fast the storm's growing. These plumes of activities are building constantly. There's more showers and thunderstorms that are forming up a second. Like the average normal thunderstorm that you see every, let's say, 3 p.m. in Florida, Port Charlotte, you name it, that's probably, there's going to be those kind of thunderstorms flaring up probably every 2 minutes. And how long it takes for those kind of thunderstorms to build up that you usually see take an hour to 2 hours, maybe at least 30 minutes. But these things are just kicking up constantly and it's building it. You can already see that these clouds are stretching out a lot. We can actually check to see how far these outer clouds are from the center of the storm. About 400 miles. That is quite far. And the system itself from the inner part of the storm, from here all the way over here is around 208 miles. So let's just go over to Florida and compare that real quick. So let's just go over here and go all the way over here. Florida, lengthwise with that, is literally smaller than the inner core of this system. That shows you how big the system already is for a Category 1. That shows you how long it actually slowed down. It isn't moving 16 miles per hour now. It's moving 14, but that's still pretty quick and pretty fast for a Category 1. But I'm starting to see this area where it starts to slow down. It's starting to slow down, which is a good thing and also a bad thing. It's hard to say. You can see Lee right here. So Lee's just arrival times of winds. Most are really gonna see Sunday 8 a.m. Puerto Rico. That's when you're gonna start to see more tropical storm or just strong winds in general. Sunday 8 p.m. the more eastern coastal areas of the Dominican Republic are going to see very stronger force winds. Saturday 8 a.m. the Virgin Islands towards the higher areas of the border islands are going to see those stronger winds. And then the furthest we're going to see the stronger winds would be the middle areas of the border islands. Friday 8 a.m. you're going to start to see stronger winds. That is the predicted forecast of the higher winds. It will change probably, but that's what we see for now. So now, if we go to the infrared satellite view, we have a bit of a closer view of what this storm really looks like. And what I'm seeing that's concerning are these areas. Hold on, that's a good color to choose because you can't really see it. Let's use kind of like pinkish red. So these areas are the most concerning areas of stronger winds and heavier rain. So if you actually take a look, I'm gonna be circling the graph of like where it shows the wind amount. So the higher it goes like red, that's the more colder it gets. So this area 90, that is very high up, and that shows that the thunderstorms are building in activity and strengthening and getting stronger. By the time you get to 60, that is already showing quite strong intensification, which just shows that this storm has a lot of red and a lot of black. And towards the outer bands of this system, it already has some like white, which is kind of around 70, and even that's basically as far as it goes, but that's actually pretty crazy for some outer band activity with a Hurricane 1. That just shows you that this storm is very strong and already is going to be even stronger by tomorrow. We're expecting a Category 2 tomorrow morning. If not, maybe 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, like early morning. This is the satellite view. You really cannot see anything, but you can see towards the outer bands there are a lot of lightning and thunder going on. Usually the inner core doesn't see it or hear it as much because of how strong the winds are. Alright, so this is the HAFSB parents model that is future, and it goes out 126 hours from now. We've been seeing quite a bit of changes. So we're just going to go right into this, and we're going to really start to speed up. Do you have anything to say so far, Owen, about this intensification through 3 hours and 6 hours, how it cools up?
Not really, but I'll tell you if I do find something to think of.
Alright.
Or just something to say.
Yeah, you can already see that these outer bands are starting to stretch out, and this inner core is really intensifying and bringing those stronger winds and even more heavy downfall and pours like that. As we continue through time, we're just gonna skip out a little bit. By now, it's already 2.
Breaking up.
It is breaking.
So you're like breaking up again.
Yes.
Like the outer bands.
Yes, so that actually shows rapid outer bands intensification. You're already seeing down here where the black circle is, there are showers and thunderstorms already arriving with the clouds arriving. So that time, it's going to be a lot more moist and more thunderstorms are going to start to show up. These outer bands are starting to form over here. There's also not leftovers, but there are very strong outer bands that are forming up. The backside of the storm is also getting rapid intensification for rain-wise. Those things are building very quick, and actually, I'm gonna circle in blue, and I'm gonna circle this other system. These two areas of high rain are going to connect with each other, and they are going to build with each other. That is a prediction that I have started to see. The center of rotation is starting to build right here. You can already see that there is an eye forming around right there, and the eye wall is really starting to get into that phase. This is the first phase of the hurricane, really starting to see this kind of eye wall form. As we go, we can see that I was talking about how this backside of the storm was going to rapidly intensify. It is this big trough of rain now that's going to start moving in and affecting a lot of these regions as it kicks this whole side, this whole eastern side, and it's going to wick it hard, and it's not going to stop. And then right here we can actually see, if you look at this eye, it's going on the eye wall replacement cycle, which means that there's going to be a lot bigger of an eye and a lot bigger of the outer eye wall. And there's also going to be a strong, brief eye wall that you're going to start to see as time goes by. and that's going to go very quickly, actually very quickly, as this storm continues to intensify. Does not mean if you're not in the actual eye wall, that does not mean you should go outside and have fun in these outer bands, because there will be thunder, there will be isolated water spouts, and potential flash flooding depending on how much rain you see. This is very important, and as you can see, it's basically done with its first eye wall replacement stage, and it has a lot bigger of an eye now. You can already see that these outer bands are starting to spread out, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing. That shows that it's going to stick there for longer, but it also shows that you get a break and the clouds can absorb the leftover moisture, so that will help out a little bit, but it's mostly bad because they will stick around for a little bit longer. But you can already see that this eye is really sticking out right there. It's going to be pretty clear for a while, then it might fog up, but then it's going to come right back. As you can see, it's going under another eye wall replacement cycle. It's starting to get smaller, but you can start to see that outer part like wrap around the eye, which shows that it's going under another eye wall replacement cycle. The lower and the region, this whole area of the border islands are experiencing heavy rain. Even under that, they're experiencing showers and thunderstorms, but not as brief and not as strong. That is a good thing. As you continue with time, that continues to advance though. There's these strong squall line thunderstorms that are actually making impact with these regions. There's a lot of moisture that's going to be left behind, and I've been talking about this outer band that keeps showing up. It's very likely that this outer band is going to be looking like that, and it's just very good that it's not making landfall on anyone right now. Even towards Puerto Rico, you're going to start to see showers and thunderstorms in Virgin Islands, high border areas, higher northern border islands, and lower border islands, and even under that, you're going to see a lot of rain. So just prepare for that, because it's gonna be a lot of rain. And as we continue through time, it starts to clear up, but then I've been talking about this for a couple days now. There's this big trough of rain and activity that has kind of been sitting here, not from the hurricane itself, but just from a system that kind of came through, not a low pressure system, just some higher precipitation rates that are just impacting the areas that this storm kind of made landfall on with the outer bands, and that's going to cause it, and that's going to delay the amount of time this water gets absorbed, and it might cause some more showers and thunderstorms. It'll be cloudy and the sun won't be able to keep up as fast. So this is why you can't really take this stuff as a joke. Good news is that these outer bands are a lot weaker now because they have rained and they have split apart from the storm itself, which is a good thing, but those will come back very quick. And those things are not going to leak. They might be a little bit smaller because the storm's getting more compact. That is the thing that I'm noticing already. This eye is actually pretty small, but just wait, it's going to explode and it's going to be a very big eye. Most likely, that's what we've seen. There's some leftover moisture by Puerto Rico. Probably going to get some more rain, and some outer of the outer bands, and some leftover clouds that will have some moisture, and we'll get some rain. The strongest of the outer bands seem to be sticking in the ocean. That's a good thing and also a bad thing for how strong they get. You can see that they're kind of starting to drift more southerly, so the people under that might get affected by some showers and thunderstorms depending on where it goes. But look at the amount of how big the eye is currently. That eye is very big, and I told you about these outer bands really are forming up, and they are very strong. Puerto Rico is seeing very heavy rain and some more gusty winds because you actually are quite close to the inner core. Not very close, but closer than I would expect. And there's going to be a lot of rain periods where you're just going to have this rain sticking with you for hours on end. Maybe into tomorrow morning, they're going to start to go away. But from then, you're just going to have a lot of heavy rain impacting your region. So be aware of that and prepare for it. You might see some tropical forest winds for a little bit, but then we're going to go away most likely. So prepare for that. So Cuba had a little bit of a system and there's some more rain that's kind of going down, and it might impact Cuba pretty shortly. The Key West regions are also starting to see this. For Keys, we're seeing it. There is this there was this area, some kind of system that just had some more rain that kind of moved out of Bahamas, and it's currently weakening. I remember talking about this, how it split up and it lost its energy because it wasn't connected, wasn't really following its path. And there's some more showers and thunderstorms that are starting to impact the regions of Cuba. Dominican Republic is seeing some showers and thunderstorms. Puerto Rico is pretty quiet. And towards the Virgin Islands, you're seeing a little bit of showers and thunderstorms, but they're not that bad. Central America is really starting to see a lot of rain, actually. And we do have a Category 4 over here in the Pacific Ocean, which I'm not going to talk about a lot because it doesn't seem to be making any sort of landfall on anywhere, which is very good because a Category 4 does not necessarily mean, like, you can't take a strong Category 2 for granted. Those things are still strong and they will pick up a lot of rain and gusty winds. Alright, so
Not to mention storm surge.
oh yeah, a lot of storm surge, good pointer. So we need to talk about this system that I have been tracking for a couple days now. We're just going to refresh it to see if any updates are composed. So as we go on time, we'll see Lee. That is Lee. It's quite a strong system. It isn't showing that very intense cyclone that we saw, but the lowest pressure we're seeing is 943, which is still a sustained, very strong system. So just because it were to be 950, that's still a strong cyclone. In Nova Scotia, you're going to see a lot of heavy rain towards like the higher ends of Maine. You're going to see also quite heavy winds. Winds are going to be pretty strong. And also Nova Scotia are going to see the worst of the storm, and it's going to be quite windy and quite gusty, but not nearly as bad as what we've seen towards like when it's at its full throttle. As we continue with time, we see that there is this approaching system that's moving right. It's kind of following the track of Lee, except it's not going to do the same thing. See, as we continue through time, we can see that it does not really curve up. It kind of just follows this kind of path. And this can go really anywhere. It can hit the east coast of Florida, we're not sure. It can hit Key West, but I don't really think it's going to hit southwest of Florida. There is a potential that it could go into the Gulf and affect anywhere, most likely Florida areas. I'm just putting lines of areas that it could impact. The highest we would probably see is Virginia, Georgia, and South Carolina, North Carolina. That's the furthest I would see that it would go north. We do not want it to impact any regions because it is a hurricane and it has 957 millibars. That is a pretty dang strong hurricane. It might even be a Category 3 or a very strong Category 2. I remember talking about that yesterday. It's not a joke when you have stronger hurricanes, and it isn't a joke in the first place. You can actually start to see towards when it's daytime. I saw like this little punch of what seemed like an eye, but it was just for like a very brief second, and then it disappeared. So I'm not sure about that one, but it is possible, but I doubt it. And then as we go into true color, this is a real satellite. I think I saw it on here too. Just gonna have to let this load in. Let's see, did I see it on here? I think I did. Kind of like right there. And we can see that this is Invest 96L. Let me see. These new waves that are coming off of Africa shortly. They'll probably be on the coast of Africa by tomorrow, if not already off it by the end of the day. We can see Dahlia, we can see Franklin, and we can see some other low pressure areas that haven't really been doing much. They're just kind of floating along. I do actually notice this system because it looks like it's kind of going straight down. So you might have to monitor that, even though it seems very, very weak. Does not show that it's going to really intensify to anything. All I see is some white clouds with a lot of swirl. Not even that much swirl, but I just see that swirl. that's what only really gives me that check that I can see that it was a system, and maybe it was a little bit stronger of a system, but not really anything I'm worried about. So we don't really need this, so we could just go to Wingus and show you how strong it is currently Wednesday 6 through 8 p.m. The highest we're seeing currently is a 59 knots. The GFS model says it has the highest of like 52 knots. The Icon model shows that it's kind of weird. I only believe that HCMWF currently. I don't really believe this kind because it has it a lot weaker. But I do not believe that as it is a hurricane right now. So I would believe this one because it seems more compact and it matches up with the true color infrared satellite systems that is a lot more compact. Which is look at how much these higher winds spread out. I would estimate that this is about maybe 500 miles away from the center of rotation, and that's a lot. As we continue with time, we're actually going to see this. It's forming a ring, if you couldn't, I think, because before it kind of just had like this part. Let me circle it. It kind of only had this area with the higher winds. Now it actually extended over here. What my prediction is going to follow the full track and go all the way around it, which is the eye wall. You just can't really see it, but you definitely will feel it. Might not be able to see a clear eye, but that does not mean that it's a weak storm. It's branching out, and it's making that ring that I was kind of predicting. It might be a little while till it officially does that, but actually right here, it did exactly what I expected. Wind gusts 78 through 79 knots. That's really starting to pick up and put some quite heavy knots. That's really getting to the scale of high winds. It's getting there. So this is Friday. It has that white color. That already is about so this is Friday 8 through 5 p.m. 111 and 113 knots. That is already picking up fast. We are seeing like probably a major hurricane by now at this point. So as we continue through time, these winds are sticking all the way out to, let's see, so for Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. So it kind of already goes all the way to the Virgin Islands, and there's a good exception right here that it goes up to 31 knots. That just shows you how much these systems actually spread out. It is quite crazy how much they do. As we continue through time here, these winds will continue to come through. The system's gonna get closer, but then the winds calm down, which is a good thing. You do not want it to get high, but there is still a lot of surf. Can't take these things like a joke. You have to take them seriously. As you can see, this system is rolling west. It's going west northwest. But that will actually change, which is a good thing and also a bad thing. Bermuda is going to be at risk. And you can see that there are these tropical storm potentials of when it might just be just a mile or two far enough that it won't really do that major tropical storm winds. What you definitely will see are at least 23 knots, which is not that bad, but it definitely is not always just about how much knots there are. It also matters about how much rainfall, but I think you'll be relatively safe at this point. We have the kind of continuously following that track. We are getting into Wednesday the 13th. Around now, this is 2 a.m. We can see that there's this very compact system. Do you have anything to say about this, Owen? Mayor Owen? I don't think he's here.
Oh, it looks like. Oh no, it's taking a turn. Okay, where's it coming?
So it seems like it's kind of going north. So I think Virginia Beach and towards like North Carolina, we're gonna see a lot more brief winds towards the coastal areas. I see that there is gonna be this big trough of higher winds that is gonna kind of extend to like the bottom of Washington D.C. and potentially a little bit of South Carolina, but nothing insanely terrible. Kind of Adalia's outer bands, except a little bit stronger. But the more stronger winds are going to stay off of shore, which is a good thing. And also another good thing is that the wind is pointing this way. It's not pointing into shore. If winds were to be pointing into shore, you would see a little bit more um forecasted storm surge. We're not seeing it. We can actually take a look at this camera, and this was 46 minutes ago, and this is the latest update. We have a pretty nice sunset going on. The closest area that we're gonna see, so this is the time period right now for the area that we're in. So we could just go over here. We can see that might be some rain. You can see that it is a little bit cloudy, but that is not from the storm itself that we're seeing, most likely. There was probably just showers and thunderstorms that impacted the region 4 hours ago. So nothing nicely concerning. We can take a nice little view of towards the Bahamas. Not very close to them, but definitely closer to them. And you can definitely see that they had some rain, and it's actually because there was this little system that has some extra rainfall. Nothing that I'm concerned about, just some average rain. You can see a lot of that rainfall is right there. You're gonna see it throughout the whole day. Maybe a little bit more rough conditions. I would not really recommend driving your boat if you are in these areas. I just don't recommend it. But yeah, so that's that. If we check the microwave radar, we can see that there actually is an eye area right here, and it's making this ring around that eye rotation, and there is an eye right there. It's showing that there is an eye already forming right there. That just shows that this thing is it's intensifying a lot, and it shows that the inner stage is not moving much, it's not rotating much. It shows that there's a lot of power in that area. It's forming that eye. It's a weak eye, but it is forming up. And as time continues, it's not going to fade away. It's going to be there, and it's going to stick there. That just shows that this thing is rotating and creating a broad area very quick. This is what the actual radar looks like so far. You can see that there are outer bands starting to stretch out. You can see that there is eye wall winds currently in that area right here. And then this is more of the calmer area, but there still are higher winds over there. And then the eye is in some heavy rain, but that's gonna be wrapping up the video. So remember to stay weather ready, and
Side
we will keep you updated as much as
posted.
we can. But before we do that, wind speed are 75, gusts are 92, ground speed is 14, pressure's 991 millibars. So we will keep you updated. West northwest, 295 degrees, and yeah, we'll keep you updated. So always,
Yeah, we'll be filming around like 8 to no, around like 6 to 8 is when we upload. So
yeah,
yeah.
the most likely time time that we're usually gonna do it. So remember to stay weather ready. We'll keep you updated as the time goes by.
Tomorrow's I'm not gonna be there though. So yeah.
But I'll keep you guys updated. He'll be here in 2 days. So just be ready. Weather ready.
Weather ready.
Yeah, I know. All right, bye.